Hi, I'm Jennifer Hollick with the World War II Research and Writing Center and Finding the Answers Journey. And today I'm in Stenay, France, and we've been here since Wednesday. It's Saturday now. And we spent the last 2 days touring around the Meuse-Argonne and the Verdun area battlefields for Americans, French, and German soldiers with a friend of ours, Bruce. And the amount of history that I have heard over the last 2 days has been incredible. And the things that I've seen over the last 2 days has just been amazing. I was in this area in 2015 for the first time and got to see a lot and spent, a little bit of time at a lot of places, basically. This trip was a little bit the same, but with a whole lot more history. And we also got to go romping through the rain and the mud in some German zigzag trenches, some French trenches, explore some places like where the Lost Battalion was, and really be boots on the ground in the battlefields. One of the things that I've talked about before in articles and videos on the website is if you're going to travel in Europe, first do the research. Verify where your soldier was, and by soldier just encompasses everybody, what they were doing, what units they were in, because most were in more than one unit, and then find a guide to take you to see some of these places. You have to budget for that because usually the guides are not free, but it's absolutely worth the money to get that boots on the ground experience and go into places that the general public either doesn't know about or can't access, and really be where the action took place. It's one thing to kind of drive the roads and stop at a memorial or a cemetery. It's a completely different experience to stand where your soldier was. So that would be one suggestion I have for you. Another would be to take a journal, and I've actually brought my journal with me everywhere we've gone the last few weeks, and I journal in it basically every day. And as we're driving around the last 2 days, I have scribbly notes on these, we're riding these little narrow French bumpy roads, and I'm trying to scribble notes so that I don't forget certain things. And so they're a bit messy, but then at night I do come back and write, which is not something I did consistently on my very first trip over, and I really wish I had. But those days were so packed, I was just so exhausted. But even if you have packed days and you're exhausted, take at least 15 minutes before you go to bed and just brain dump what you saw, the highlights, whatever. And then if you can get up a few minutes early in the morning or while you're having breakfast, just jot a few more notes about things that made an impact. And that's really important if you're planning to write a book about your family member who served in the war. And while, the World War II Research and Writing Center was kind of built on the foundation of World War II, keep in mind that the records, the research, the process is exactly the same for World War I and Korea and Vietnam. So it doesn't matter which of my books you pick up or which article you read or which video you watch, everything I tell you applies to all 4 of those wars. So you can take it and use it with World War I over here in France. One thing that we also saw that a lot of Americans don't think about, well, there are a lot of things Americans don't think about when it comes to World War I or World War II because it wasn't fought on our soil. But we saw a lot of destroyed villages yesterday, and some of these villages were rebuilt either just down the road from where they existed, or they weren't rebuilt at all. The rubble was taken away and used in different places, and the cities or the villages that used to be there are craters and mounds of dirt and trees that never grew back, or trees that were replanted or did try to grow that are very tall and sick and kind of dying now. Haumont, one village that we went to yesterday, did not rebuild. And in this village, there are some German bunkers, and we got to look in a couple of those. I didn't walk the whole village because we didn't have time. The church they rebuilt, that is there. And they've added cardboard cutouts of people who lived there near or on the site where their house would have been. And some people find that creepy. I didn't. I actually found it a bit comforting because I think it makes it more personal to see a face, see a person standing there, and know that, this isn't just a battlefield. These aren't just craters. And in some of those towns, it's marked off. You can't even walk where the village was because there's still live ordnance and gas there. But I think especially for children who visit these places, it gives them more of the personal view of what took place. And I think they can relate a little more, and maybe it will stick with them a little more that, war is not a glamorous thing, and a lot of people are affected by it. So if you get a chance to visit any of these bombed out villages, there are some from World War II in other places in France, but these World War I villages that just exist as craters are very powerful. And if you're energetic and spiritual like I am, you might want to protect your energy before you go in, because it's not all happy. So it's been an interesting few days, and I'm sure I will do a lot of journaling on this because we had a lot of interesting experiences. And I will be writing a lot of articles for my website, so that will be coming soon. I took, hundreds and hundreds of pictures a day. So I'll be sharing a lot of those also on the website articles and through Facebook in my World War II Research and Writing Center page. And maybe some other videos will come out of this next week after I've had time to process this. So if I can help you with your World War I or World War II research, please send me a message or shoot me an email or visit our website at WWII.RWC.com and contact me that way. And let's set up a phone call and discuss how I can help you do your research, and then how can I help you plan your trip to come overseas, and who can we connect you with so that you get that boots on the ground battlefield experience. I look forward to working with you.